Yo, what's going on, everybody? Let's get it. Sunday fun day, baby. Let's go. Let's get it. How's everybody doing on this fine Sunday evening? How we doing? How we doing? How is everybody doing this evening? Welcome. Let's do a little visual check, sound check. Make sure everybody's good to go here. Let's get it, man. Welcome. Let everybody trickle in real quick. Happy Sunday, everybody. Just want to say thank you to you guys that are taking time out of your Sunday to come kick it with me. Your time is very appreciated, and I'll make sure it's well worth your time. Right? What's up, Rusty Ray? Benjamin, what's good, brother? Raya, Will, Adam, what's up? Vincent, Jamar, what's up, man? Let's get it. Jamar, man, you're in the right place, man. Hang out for a little bit. Promise you won't regret it. What's up, Tasha, Shay, Fernando, Delarice, Mike, what's up, man? How was everybody's weekend? Everybody had a good weekend? Awesome. Everybody can see clear. Everybody can hear clear. Perfect. Fan, turned it off. Gotcha. Should be good to go now. Is my mic too loud? Or is everything good? I can turn my mic down a little bit if need be. Make sure everybody's good to go. Roll, what's up, man? Welcome. Happy to have you here, man. Nice, Rick. Love to hear that. We're going to get started in about 30 seconds here. Just letting everybody get settled in. Let's get it. Sounds good. Awesome. So, let's go ahead and get started, guys. As always, we kick it off with the economic data for the week ahead. So let's go ahead and hop into that real quick. This is about the only exciting thing we have this week. So let's go ahead and knock this out real quick. I know we have issues sometimes in terms of the economic calendar. So if you guys could give me some feedback real quick, I'm going to blow this up for you guys so you guys can see clear. Make sure everybody's on the same page and we'll get going here. Is everything clear on your guys' end? Maybe you guys should turn your volume up a little bit. I don't want to turn my volume up too loud for those that have it up. Audio's good. Yeah, so a lot of people are saying it's good. I don't want to turn it up too loud. I mean, I could, but then you would obviously have to turn yours down. So we're just going to leave it right here. See what we can do with that. What's good, Kashan? Awesome. Everything's clear. Cool. Awesome. So, boom. This is what we got for the week ahead. Monday, September 11th. That is the start of this week. We are pretty much good to go there. We have nothing of importance. So we're good to go here. Good to go Tuesday, September 12th. That is beautiful. The big data starts on Wednesday. Wednesday we have CPI, Consumer Price Index, at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So my recommendation to you guys is not to swing from Tuesday into Wednesday, right? On a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of market influence, I would give this a solid 8, 9 if it's really big or really, bad, right? So this is something definitely to pay attention to for the week ahead. Wednesday and Thursday are going to be the biggest days. Of course, Thursday we have jobless claims, but along with jobless claims, we have PPI, retail sales, business inventories, right? So we have a whole shebang here on Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday, PPI and retail sales are my focus, right? And these are all pre-market. This is going to be at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If we can get these on the same page, meaning retail sales and PPI good, or retail sales bad and PPI bad, that'd be great, right? That'll have the same influence similar to CPI. So the bottom line is with this economic data is it provides opportunity through volatility, right? So if we can get some good movement based off of these data points, that is for us to capitalize off of, right? So that's why I love these big data points. That's why I love those big earnings, because they're post setups, right? We have post data setups in terms of the market. A nice move up, a nice move down, nice volume, nice volatility, right? That is where we can capitalize as day traders. So that's why I love big data points, big earnings. But yeah, this is what we got for the week ahead. Very simple, clean cut. Big day is Wednesday. We have CPI. Next big day is Thursday, which can be jobless claims, PPI, and retail sales. We do have some data on Friday. That's going to be consumer sentiment, as always. And we also have industrial production. Consumer sentiment sometimes, depending on the data, is influential, but more times than not, I mean, it's something to pay attention to, right? Something to pay attention to. So I don't want you guys to think that you could just kosher through 10 a.m., right? So make sure you guys are aware. Try not to swing from Tuesday into Wednesday or Wednesday into Thursday, all right? Try to protect your capital. Focus on those cash flow trades on Wednesday and Thursday. If you want to swing from Monday to Tuesday, completely fine. Thursday to Friday, completely fine. But stay away from Tuesday into Wednesday and Wednesday into Thursday. And yep, that's the economic calendar for the week ahead. Let's go ahead and hop into these charts, guys. Let's get it done. Let's go. We always start off ES and NQ. Let's take a look at the futures. I have not looked at the market yet, so we're going to look at it together. First things first, let's check out NQ. Let's see if anything's changed with this monthly chart yet, as we're going into a new month. I think last Sunday when we did our live, that was... what was that? No, we were in September. So we all know what the monthly chart looks like. I'm still a fan of it. I still like it. I like this big bottom wick here. We're sitting this little inside bar right now. This does have upside potential, right? We could be forming like a little flag here, right? We have the pole, could be forming a little flag. Super early to tell. So I try to stay away from, predicting the market. I just like to react to it. So monthly chart, pretty much same. Weekly chart is what I want to talk about here. I still like it, right? I still like it. The overall trend is in fact bullish. We obviously have our lows, higher low, higher highs, through and through. We even pulled back and we just put in a new higher low here. So this is kind of the decision point here, right? Are we going to continue higher or are we going to reverse from here, right? This is the big point. But some data that I have available, just like you guys do on this chart, is let's look at the context in terms of what we're moving, right? So if we look at last week, we closed an inside bar. What that means is we closed inside the previous week's bar. So what we can look for this week is we can look for a break of this range, right? So that's what I'm personally going to be looking for in terms of sentiment, a sense of direction. So I want to see us above or below last week's low. And I'm going to break down those levels in a lower time frame. But the charts are pretty much the same in terms of the weekly and monthly on ES and NQ and a lot of these charts that we've looked at. So let's get down to the daily here. And this is what I really want to show you guys, man. Multi-time frame analysis is super important. The two C's that we look for when utilizing these multiple time frames is conflict and confluence, right? If we look at this monthly chart, we're still very strong. We look at this weekly chart, we're still very strong. But once we get down to this daily chart, this is where things get a little skewed here, right? This is when it's like, okay, hold up, something's not right here, right? So this is kind of where I said I was going to be patient, right? I kind of just want to stay patient here. I don't want to force anything. I just want to see what the market does. And once we get down to this hourly time frame, this is when things really shift, right? So if we look at this hourly time frame, we're actually pretty weak, right? And the reason I say we're pretty weak is because we broke a massive support here at 15,600. And as you guys can see now, we're pinned below it, right? So this was a resistance, turned support, and right now we're just pinned below it, right? In fact, you could even consider this, if you want to go this far, you could even consider this like a little inverted cup and handle, right? And this is a bearish pattern, right? This is 100%, right? It's not even considering it. This is an inverted cup and handle, which is a bearish pattern. We're coming off of a supply here, so it makes sense, right? So my take, right? This is where I kind of sit back, right? This is my opinion personally. I kind of sit back. When we have those higher time frames showing one thing, then we have those lower time frames showing another, that just tells me I need to be focused on cash flow trades because I like to focus on higher time frames in terms of confidence and structure, and I don't have that confidence in the higher time frames right now with these lower time frames being weak. So my mindset is I'm going to be focusing on day trades more than anything, and based off of this hourly chart right now, I would say we've seen a bit lower, right? And I gave you guys of the components of why I thought that, right? Or why I think that. And thinking does not get you paid, so I like to trade what I'm seeing. But at this specific moment, based off the facts of the chart, us rejecting this big support to resistance at 15,600, turning into resistance again, sitting in this inverted cup and handle, essentially this little bear flag here, I would say we see a little bit lower. Now, what would be the levels to trigger a trade, right? It's a little tricky, right? I don't love anything here on NQ at the moment. And as I spoke about, I'm going to be mainly focused on that weekly inside bar, right? So those boundaries are going to be 15,600 for the upside. So what we can do with that level is we can do two things. We can watch for a push back into 15,600 and see if we see weakness. We could take a reject, right? Now, say for example, we get super strong. We can just wait for the break and hold back above 15,600, and then we can go look to go long into those new highs. Same thing goes for the downside here. Watch this 15,350, right? So if we get a clean break and hold below, I will be 1,000% confident shorting QQQ and NQ, right? So that's my mindset here. 15,350 to the downside, line in the sand. 15,600 to the upside, line in the sand. This is going to kind of be my no trade zone right here. So anywhere in between that, I'm not really interested, unless we're at the upper or lower portion of the range. So that's my mindset there. Let's get over to ES, see what we got going on. It's going to be similar, right? It's going to be very similar. These are very similar charts. Monthly on ES looks very similar to NQ and QQQ. Weekly, same scenario, literally identical chart. And even going down to the daily, same chart. But let's talk about this hourly here. This is where things get a little blurred, right? Remember we just talked about with the monthly and weekly and daily, and then hourly and NQ, same concept here, right? We essentially have a mirrored chart. We have this same little inverted cup and handle here, where we broke below a macro structure in terms of support. It's a tough chart, right? It's a tough chart. But the levels that I'm going to be watching on ES here, I'm going to be watching. First of all, I got to fix this. I don't know why it's like that. Let me fix that. What I'm going to be watching is really, I mean, it's tough. I don't love this chart really at all, to be honest with you. I don't like much on it. But let's see here. I know we have a big trend line from these lows here, and I want to have this on my chart, so that way I'm aware. Yeah, like I said, I really don't love anything, but I would watch this 45.27. If we can get above 45.27, I think we'll likely trade back into that 45.50, where I would look to then flip and take a reject. Outside of that, I mean, the downside, I would say below 4,500, below 4,500, we can take scalps in the 44.85. But I'm going to switch over to QQQ and SPY here, because I know a lot of you guys trade that more, and it'll make a lot more sense for you guys. So that's what I'm going to do now, and we'll break down all these levels again so everybody's on the same page. How many of you guys, majority of the time, trade QQQ or SPY? I do personally. I trade them almost every day if the setup's there. I'm the type of trader where I don't care what the name is. I'll trade John Deere. If John Deere has a setup that fits my criteria in terms of me wanting to risk my capital and mental capital, I'll trade it. But I'm an option trader, so the most important factor for me is making sure that we have a liquid options chain. So make sure you guys take that into account if you're a similar trader as I am. All right, that's one of the best things I can tell you guys is don't just be buying options willy-nilly. And actually, it's funny to say is, nice, a lot of you guys do, QQQ and SPY. I love trading IWM, but I can never catch it. I don't know why. I love the way it trades. I love the way the option moves, but I guess I don't watch it enough. I don't know. I watch RTY a little bit. I have alerts on it, but I just can't seem to catch IWM. Nice. ES and Q, cool. But what I was saying was, this is like a little weird scenario in the case of QQQ and SPY look cleaner in their futures, right? Usually the futures look cleaner because they don't have all the pre-market data, right? It trades pretty much 23 hours a day. But this is a case where QQQ and SPY actually look cleaner, right? So let's translate those levels from NQ to QQQ. What I'm going to be watching here is I'm going to be watching this 375 level. So this is going to be our line in the sand for the upside, right? Same concept as 15,600 on NQ. I'm going to watch for a push back into it, for a high risk reject, or in the case we get strong, I'm going to look for a break and hold above 375 to go long. We should see a very nice movement to that 378, 380 area, right? That is what I'll be watching. Downside, very, very simple. Get below this hourly structure at 369. I'm shorting QQQ. If we get a clean break and hold below 369, look for that 5-minute candle closure. If we don't have volume, wait for the retest, go short, right? That's my mindset here for this week. You know, these are exact same as QQQ, ES, NQ, SPY, right? Same chart here. We still have that inverted cup and handle. It's through both charts here. So I like it, right? We're sitting below a major supply right now, which is going to be this 374.50, 375, which this is the trade I took on Friday with my minties, and we made 70% in 6 minutes. And my mentees can attest to that, right? We took this 374.50 reject at about 9:52 a.m. We entered puts right here at 374.50, and we sold back into 373. It was a 6-minute trade that we made 70% on. It was absolutely sick. That was an amazing trade. And to be honest with you, I should have took it again, right? As you guys can see, this is the definition of a beautiful supply. If you guys want to see what a beautiful supply looks like and study it, look at QQQ 374.50, 375. Literally all day long. We took the first reject here, then you had the second, then you had the third, then you had the fourth. It was just a beautiful level, insane strength. That's what you want to see. But yeah, that's what I'm watching on QQQ. Let's hop over here to SPY and break it down as well. And if you look here, I'm switching between these charts, and they're almost identical, right? This is a rare case. They usually are diverged a little bit, but they're actually trading very similar, and their charts look very similar. But SPY here, as QQQ is trading below this supply, which is going to be 446.50, 447, right? So my mindset is going to be similar to QQQ. One, I'm going to watch a high risk reject off of this area. Or two, if we get strong, I'm going to look for a break and hold above 447 to go long back into that 448, 450 area. That's my mindset on SPY in terms of the upside. Downside, very simple. We get below this hourly structure at 442. I will 100% be confident shorting SPY down in the 440 area. Below 440, it's a free fall down into 435. This chart should have a lot of value once we move. But I'm going to consider this my no trade zone just to help you guys out. So anything in between of that 447 and that 442, this is kind of my no trade zone here. And that's going to protect my capital and mental capital. Huey Diamond, how come you don't speak about the tape? I do often. If you live trade with me, I speak about the tape a lot. I'm an avid tape reader, but level 2 and tape, it's not necessary to be a consistently profitable trader. It can be a distraction for a lot of new traders. In fact, you don't ever need to open it on your brokerage to be profitable. But I do watch tape, and I do watch level 2 occasionally, but I'm mainly focused on price action and the tape. But there's not much to speak about it either. You know, a lot of people like to, I like to call it a crutch. When they don't have an excuse of why they're doing something, they blame it on level 2. Oh, level 2, I seen buyers sweep from southwest of North Dakota, and they, bro, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So, yeah, anyway, sorry for the little tangent. SPY, that's what I'm watching. 447 to the upside, 442 to the downside. Very simple. We have our no trade zone, and yeah, that's what I'm watching. Now, let's get into the individual names. Let's see what we got for the week ahead here. I got a serious question. I'm not trying to get in your guys' business. I'm really not. I promise you I'm not. How many of you guys are profitable traders? Over, let's say, 6 months or more. Right? Maybe all time. If you're not comfortable sharing that, that's completely fine. But I'm very curious. How many of you guys are profitable traders? Just say me. If you're a profitable trader over that 6-month period, longer than that 6-month period. Actually, I want to do a little poll real quick. How long has everybody been trading? I'm very, very curious. Let me see. I'm about to make it easy for you guys. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Yeah, James Robert, that's the cycle, man. That's the cycle. That's the cycle, unfortunately. Okay, so a lot of you guys, okay. Say me if you're willing to do what it takes to become a profitable trader. I'm going to test you guys real quick. And I'm going to let you know what it takes. Say me if you really think you're willing to do what it takes to become a profitable trader. Listen to that one more time. Say me if you think you're ready to do what it takes to be a profitable trader. And I'm going to break down how you guys can become profitable. Not in terms of strategies, not in terms of systems, but mindset and actual journey. See where you guys are at. See if you guys are really prepared. Okay, so majority of you guys have been trading between that 1 year and 3 year mark, which is actually surprising to me. It's a good thing, though. It's a good thing. So let's talk about breakouts in terms of tradings. But, wow, okay, a lot of you guys are serious. You're willing to do what it takes, huh? Well, let's see. A lot of you guys, I want you guys to understand one main thing before I say what I'm about to say, right? And let's switch back to our little hangout scene real quick. I'm going to pull up the big chart in a second, but I want you guys to know something. I've been in every single one of your guys' positions before. I promise you. Listen to me when I tell you, I promise you. I felt like the market was against me. I didn't trust my analysis. I second-guessed myself. I was down over 40,000 year-to-date all time at one point. I knew what to do, when to do it. I just couldn't do it because I didn't have a grasp on my mindset and my trading psychology. But So I'm speaking from experience here, right? And you guys can take this with a grain of salt if you want to. You guys can seriously take this with a grain of salt or just tell me to shut up, one of the two. I don't care. But if you think you're ready to do what it takes, I'm going to break it down for you. And I promise you guys this is coming from experience in what has to happen in some way, shape, or form. Right? I promise you. What it really takes is an understanding. Not only just an understanding in terms of the market, but an understanding in terms of who you are as a trader. More importantly, who you are as a person. What people don't realize is trading is much more than pressing buy or sell. And my mentees are probably listening to a broken record right now because I tell them this all the time. But this is probably new for you guys. What you do in your day-to-day life will affect your trading. The way that you carry yourself in terms of self-control, discipline, and patience in your day-to-day life will spill over into your trading. Having that understanding that when you wake up in the morning and you approach the market, mindset is everything. Preparation is everything. If you think that you can just wake up a couple minutes before market opens and be a profitable trader, a consistently profitable trader, you're wrong. It takes work. And the amount of work that it takes, people aren't willing to put in. They think they are. That's why I kept using that word, think. People think they can do what it takes or they know what it takes. But most importantly, as humans, we naturally want instant gratification. And if you're that type of person I was, trading is going to humble you in every aspect. I was the type of person, I'm not trying to toot my own horn at all, right? But I could get good at anything I did. But when it came to the market, and I'm going to speak in my personal experience, okay? Right? I'm not going to try to put anything on you guys or assume anything about you guys. I'm going to speak about myself. When I started trading, I had the beginner's luck, like 90% of us do, 99% of us do. But what followed that was not willing to admit I didn't know what I was doing, not willing to admit when I was wrong, not willing to stay patient for a setup that I kind of understood, not willing to trade with money I could afford losing due to the fact I wanted to make back money that I've lost previously. Not only just make that money back, but make it back in one day when I've lost probably amount of money over a couple month period, right? You got to have an understanding that trading is a long game. What you do today might affect you a month from now or 2 months from now. And what I mean by that is market trauma, right? I developed so much market trauma in terms of losses, just irrational trading, poor trading habits, that it made it 100 times harder on myself, right? Not only was I trying to learn how to trade, but I was literally learning who I was as a trader. So what I can encourage you guys and what it took for me, right? I'm not going to tell you guys what it takes. I'm going to let you guys know what it took for me, because I don't like to, say that type of stuff. And people are like, oh, well, Felony said, no, this is what it took for me. It took a change of my mindset, right? I rewired my mindset to stop thinking about trading in terms of a monetary amount, right? I stopped worrying about the gains, right? And this was after I was down 40,000, right? And you know how hard that was? I literally used to open my brokerage and get sick to my stomach. I would have a $50, $100 green day. Go look, I was down 40,000. Why does that matter? I just made $50, but I'm down 40,000. Why does that matter? I'm going to tell you why it matters. It matters because if you consistently make that $50 consistently, that number is going lower. And that's what I changed my mindset to. So for you guys that are down year to date, down all the time, you have to rewire your mindset. You have to, we have to set these short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals, right? So my short-term goal was, if I was green, I knew that number was lower than it was yesterday, right? So that's when I started just wanting to be green. A penny? Cool, I'm green. That number's lower than it was yesterday. $10? Awesome. That number's lower than it was yesterday, right? That is how I carried it in terms of being down. But how I carried myself as a trader was I stopped worrying about the P&L. I knew if I educated myself properly and I traded within good habits, the money would come later. And a lot of people rather make 1K today, lose 2K next week, than trade with a position size that they're comfortable with in terms of their own mindset and willing to lose. People don't want to do that, right? They want to trade with money they can't afford to lose to make money that they want to make, right? And that's when they get that market trauma, because they're losing money they're not comfortable losing. Whatever you enter a trade with, whatever you think you're going to make, you can lose that, right? So switching that mindset from thinking about the P&L and gains to just wanting to develop, right? Develop your edge, develop confidence, trust your analysis, right? And it all starts in a 3-step process. 1 is education. You got to know what to do, when to do it, and why you're doing it. 2, putting time in the market. You will not learn to do anything in this market. You can sit down with me 365 days a year, 24/7, and learn everything about me as a trader, learn all about my systems, my strategies, and I can put you in front of a computer screen, you wouldn't know what to do. Why? Because you haven't experienced it. You have the knowledge, but you don't have the experience, right? That's why it's so important. My mentees in here will tell you the same thing that I tell them. My first introductory lesson in terms of my mentorship, I tell everybody, I say, hey, I offer one-on-ones, right? So if you take my mentorship, it's a class setting to keep retention high, right? So everybody's in a good learning environment. But I also like to do one-on-ones after mentorship ends. And what I tell them is scale down. First and foremost, through this mentorship, you might gain some confidence, right? But I want you to scale down, right? Not only just scale down, but I want you to journal for this period of time, right? And this is where my trading pivoted, right? When I started journaling. Why? Because after, say for example, 3 weeks, I now have 3 weeks of data on myself. I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not good at. I know what I'm comfortable with in terms of position size. I know what setups I perform best with, what days I do best in terms of the market, green days, red days. I know all of that about myself. So now I can tailor my trading to my strengths and start working on my weaknesses, right? But going back to the understanding part, I want you guys to understand something in terms of what it takes to be a trader. You have to be willing to put in the work. The work, right? A lot of people, they say work. I'm putting in the work. What is you putting in the work? You waking up in the morning, getting in front of your screen, trading with money you're not comfortable with, chasing gains, that's not fucking work. That's bullshit. If you want to put in the work, right? We're talking about the work, right? You have to get up. You have to prepare. You got to know what you're comfortable with in terms of your setups. Trading, you got to prepare. Create a trading plan. Create a watch list. Create structure for your day, right? Start focusing on instilling patience, discipline, and self-control in your real life so it spills over into your trading. That's the work, right? The work isn't just because you're in front of your screen. That's not the work. That's just you're sitting in front of the screen. There's nothing happening. You're not putting in the work, right? So that's what it takes, in my opinion, right? And understanding, hey, this is not going to happen tomorrow. This is not going to happen next week. This might even not happen 6 months from now. It might not even happen 2 years from now. But if I put in the work, right? Journaling, getting the proper education, putting experience and time in the market, right? Building confidence is built through repetition, right? If I take 50 trades and I see out of the 50 trades, all my losing trades were on this setup, all my winning trades were on this setup, I have confidence in my winning setup now because I know what it is. So I can stay patient and wait for that winning setup. Now my win rate goes even higher. If I notice, hey, okay, I'm red, right? Question for you guys. How many of you guys have a win rate higher than 70% but aren't profitable? Say me. And I'm going to give you guys the answer in terms of why you're not profitable. And you probably already know what it is, but if you don't, you're gonna be like, wow, okay. If you have a win rate higher than 70% but you're not profitable, say me. I'm very curious. Very curious. Okay, one. Okay, we have one person. Okay, couple. Let's see here. The answer is risk management. You have the answer in terms of your system. You have a profitable system in terms of a win rate. You have a high win rate, so that means you're doing something right. But if you're not profitable, that's because of risk management. So now you have to take a step back, say, okay, I have a working system. Let me plug and play my risk management to make sure I'm managing my risk. Simple as that. Common theme with new traders is what? Couple green days, gain confidence, get humbled by the market, lose everything and some. Don't fall victim to that cycle. You can nip it in the bud and you can be proactive, right? What can you do to be reactive? What am I comfortable trading with? What am I comfortable losing? Trading based off of a positive profit factor, a positive R multiple, right? Anyway, I don't want to cut into the watch list time here, guys. I do want to talk a little bit about selling options. I think I did cut into that time, so we might have to do it next week. I'm tired of pushing it off, but sorry about that. Sorry about going on that tangent. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. I honestly wanted to go a little bit on deeper in terms of understanding, but it's all good. We'll get back to the watch list here. But yeah, I really hope that was helpful for you guys in terms of understanding what it takes to be a profitable trader, what it takes to be just be a trader, not even profitable. What does it take, right? What does it take? Hopefully that helped you guys. No, I don't use that method, Clyde. I don't. But let's get back to the chart here. Let's get back to the chart here. SQ. Let's get it. So, SQ, we can all see why this is a beautiful setup, right? And I'm doing the work here, guys, right? Look at me. This is my little bit longer, about 4.5 years now, right? Yeah, oh god damn, it's already August. Yeah, so I'm going on 4.5 years full time, right? I'm still doing the same thing it took to get here. I still chart every night. I still wake up an hour and a half before market opens to prepare, look at the earnings, look at the economic calendar, look at pre-market price action, create a watch list, create a trading plan. I still do that on a day-to-day basis. I still journal every single day. Why? Because I know I'm not my best version yet. That's yet to come. You guys gotta understand something. You gotta be the change you need. If you do the same thing you did yesterday, expecting different results today, that's the definition of insanity. You gotta be the change you need. When does this cycle end? Are you just gonna keep doing the same thing you did every day? Expecting different results, getting mad at yourself, developing more bad habits, developing more market trauma. Stop. Don't wait tomorrow. Don't wait till the next day. Do it. right? And you're saying, oh, well, Felony, it sounds easy. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Right? But square here, beautiful chart, right? We all can see this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful daily breakdown here. Massive break. Beautiful closure below. Nice rising volume. This is a beautiful, beautiful chart for continued downside. Except we're trading near a weekly structure. And this is why multi-time frame analysis is important, right? As you guys can see here, we might have broke a big daily structure, but we have another right below. But that doesn't change the fact here in terms of what we're looking for our setup. So what I'm watching here for on Square is I'm watching for a retest of this broken support turn resistance, right? So I'm going to be watching for a push back into 54.50, 55 for a reject on Square. I'm also going to be watching for a break and hold below 52.80 to go short down into 51.50, right? So what I'm going to be watching is a push back into that 54.50, 55 for a reject. My stop loss would be back above 55 or the wick above that on the 5-minute time frame. Downside, I'm watching for a break and hold below that 52.80. Look for that 5-minute candle confirmation. If we close with volume, you can take the break and hold. If there's no volume, wait for the retest, rock out, right? So that's my game plan here on SQ. Let's go check out the next name here. NVIDIA. This is one we've been watching for a while, right? We've been watching this name for a while. A while. As you guys can see here, we're holding a major demand. Previous resistance, turn support, and support, right? So this is a major respected level, right? So what I'm watching here with NVIDIA is two things, right? I didn't post one on my watch list because it is a bit of a more advanced strategy, but the number one setup here I'm watching, and the most high probability in my opinion, is going to be that break of 450. So I'm going to look for a break and hold below 450 on NVIDIA. If we get that 5-minute candle confirmation below, nice volume, we could take the hold. We have nothing but room down into 435, 420, 400s. This is a clean chart for continued downside if we can get below that 450 area. Sorry guys, let me zoom back in for you. Right? Sorry about that. Sorry. Alright, we should be good now. Should be good. Right, so NVIDIA, 450, right? Nice clean break and hold below. We have nothing but room to the downside. I will also, right, this is high risk. So I want to reiterate that. Say, for example, right, market gets strong, right? Market opens, NVIDIA comes down, wicks off of this 450, pushes back above it. We can look to go long back in that 465. Now, a safer setup to the upside is going to be 465. Right, so wait for that break and hold above 465. We should see a nice clean move back into that 470 and then 480. So that's what we can watch there on NVIDIA. Very simple. Main watch is going to be that 450 level to the downside. If we can break that, I think it's going to be lights out down into that 435, maybe even the 420 to 400. So this is my top downside watch. I love this. Snow, on the other hand, is my top long watch. Very strong chart here on Friday. Big gap up pre-market followed by consolidation throughout Friday on the trading day. So what I'm going to be watching for here is a break above Friday's highs at 167.75. So if we can get that break and hold below, above, we'll be confident going long on Snow back into that 170, 173, 175 area. Now, I also will be watching a pullback on Snow. So if Snow gets a little bit weak, that's fine. We're looking for a pullback back into this 162, 160 area for a bounce off of this major demand here. So that's what I'm going to be watching on Snow. Break and hold above 167.75 for longs. Have room into that 170, 173. And I'll also be watching a pullback into that 162, 160 for a bounce off of this big hourly demand and structure. All right. Next, I will be watching. Give me 1 second here. We went over SQ. We went over Snow. We went over NVIDIA. Let's go over Google, right? Google is not there yet, right? I just want to say that. Google is not where I want it yet, but I do like it, right? Let's start the monthly here and break down Google. I don't like this low volume push up, right? But I do like this weekly chart. Essentially just a break and retest of this daily structure, right? So if you look at Google right here, we essentially just broke and retested this daily structure, forming a nice little flag here as well. So my mindset is if the market gets strong, Google's already an outperformer, we're going to see some nice upside. I can damn near promise you that, right? But the level that we have to wait for is going to be this 138, right? So I'm going to wait patiently. I already have an alert set. I'll show you guys how to do that in a moment. But I'm going to be looking for a break and hold above 138 on Google, right? So we get a clean break and hold above 138. We can look to go long as we have nothing but room into that 140 area. That's what I'm going to be watching on Google. I didn't post this setup on my watch list, but it is high risk, right? I would watch a bounce on Google down here at this 134, 133 area, right? That is high risk, but I would be open to it. So keep that on watch as well. But my main watch is going to be that 138 break and hold on Google. Alrighty, guys. So that's my watch list. Let's take a couple of moments here to go over a couple of your guys' tickers. And yeah, let's have a good night. If you guys want to throw out a topic, I'll be more than happy to touch on it. We do have a couple minutes, but I don't have enough time to go over selling options. You guys know me. When I do something, I give it 110%. I don't want to have to start, going into the selling options lesson and then have to finish it next week. So actually what I'll do is maybe we'll do another one, right? Maybe we'll do another one like tomorrow. Yeah, maybe we'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it this week, something like that. But I think I can. Give me 1 second, radio. I think I can. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so here's my settings if you want to look at them. This is for my mouse. I have a little emoji set up here. I have hide the chart here. I can mute myself on the Discord here. And then if you look at the other side, how do I move it? Let's see. I don't know how to fix that. How do I don't know how to do it. There's 2 buttons on the side, but anyway, I have a horizontal line and stuff over here too. But yeah, you could screenshot that real quick if you want. Let's see what we got here. IWM, we'll check that in 1 moment. Yep. Fatima, give me 1 second. Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and pin that actually. Microsoft, let's check it out. Microsoft I like, but we're just sitting in a major supply right now. As you guys can see on this chart, we're sitting in a major supply. We failed this big supply here. So my game plan with Microsoft is simply just wait for a break and hold above 336. You guys can go ahead and set an alert there. If we get a clean break and hold above 336 on Microsoft, it's a clean shot into 340. So this is definitely a setup worth watching. Make sure you guys have an alert set there. Right click on the level that you put at 136, add alert, say crossing up, boom, you're good to go. How do I determine my entries and exits? My entries are 99% of the time determined based off of price action in the chart in terms of closures, test, reactions, momentum, tape even, right? So that's the majority of my entries, volume as well. Exits, usually based off of my higher time frame levels, structures, price action as well. So yeah, price action is it is on full screen, by the way. So maybe you have to update it, Kai. Can I send a link to the mouse I have? Just go to Amazon, type in Logitech G502 Hero. It's like $30, very cheap mouse. But honestly, I've had $100 mouses, I've had $200 mouses, and this beats all of them. Absolutely amazing. I love it. I would wait a little while. Sometimes they put them on sale too. Do I have any small account friendly setups? WBA. I was getting ready to go over this one. WBA, right? This could be a little contrary here, right? Looking at the chart, right? We can see WBA has been extremely weak. Just look at this daily chart. This stock is absolutely dead, right? We've had 4 green candles in over a month, right? This thing has been dumping for almost a month straight, right? So we are getting very extended. We're down 27% to be exact, right? We're getting very extended. So what I'm looking for here on WBA, which is going to be Walgreens Boots Alliance, I'm looking for a macro demand bounce. This is the monthly time frame, and as you guys can see here, we have a major support. Thank you for mentioning the small account as well. I almost forgot this. Right, as you guys can see here, we have a major support. Tested it back here, went to new all-time highs. tested it here and here, seen a rocket move, right? So we know this level is strong. So what I'm going to be doing on WBA, this is going to be more of a swing type trade, right? This is going to be a swing trade, to be exact with you. We have a bullish divergence on the daily time frame. We have a beautiful base being built here on the hourly. So what I'm going to be watching on WBA is very simple, right? Let me get my target set here so I don't forget. All right, let me get my target set here and make sure we're good to go. Yeah, we're good to go. So what I'm going to be watching on WBA is I'm going to look to, for one, I'm going to grab equity, right? Equity is just buying shares. That's my first thing. I'm going to buy equity on this Monday, first thing in the morning. My stop loss on this is going to be below, here, I'll make this nice and big for you guys. My stop is going to be below 20, right? So I'm going to have a $2 scale in area here. I'll probably buy 1,000 shares. So I'll probably buy 200 on Monday. If we come down to 21, I'll add another 200. And then if we come down to 20, I'll add another 600, right? And the beautiful thing about scaling in is, I have my first entry here, my second entry here. If we come down to 20 and we just look super weak and I don't want to add to it, that's awesome. I'm only going to take a loss on these 400 shares versus my whole 1,000 1K position, 1K shares position if I dumped it all at once. That's why scaling in is important. It gives you the ability to have the best average possible while controlling the trade. But that's a little breakdown for you guys. So that's what I'm going to be looking to do. I'm going to grab some equity on Monday, and then I'm going to be looking to grab about 2 to 3 months out on option contracts. So I'm going to grab about 2 to 3 months out on WBA. Matter of fact, I'm going to go look at the contracts right now and see if I can get them for you guys. I plan on posting this as well. So if you guys are like, damn, okay, I'm not going to remember this, that's fine. I'm probably going to grab October or January, probably October. I'm going to grab October 20 calls, probably in the money. They're very liquid. I'll probably grab a few 20s, and I'll grab a 22.5s, which are a little bit cheaper. But yeah, that's my mindset here. We're due for a relief bounce. We're testing a macro demand. I like this a lot. So I plan on adding this shares on Monday, and then I'll post when I add options. But this is my top watch for a relief bounce. Well, we should get at least, in terms of equity, we should get at least, I would say, how much has it seen previously? We should get at least like 10% out of this in terms of equity. Option contracts should be a nice return, especially if we get a big relief bounce. But it's needed, right? As you guys can see, this chart is way overextended. RSI on the daily is at 13. Weekly, we're sitting at 22. Let's go look at the chart here, right? This is a free game for you guys. Look at the RSI, right? What has happened every time we've tested this 22 area on the RSI? What do you guys notice here, right? Every single time we've tested this 22 area, right? What have we noticed? What have we noticed every single time we've tested this area? Right? Every single time. Big relief bounce. Big relief bounce. Right? Go over here. Big relief bounce. Over here. Big relief bounce. Right? Over here. Nice relief bounce. Right? So the confluences are there for me to, be counter trend on this. I like this a lot. A lot. And especially the fact that it's literally down almost 30% without a single ounce of relief, right? I'm not looking to hold this long term or anything like that. This is just a short term swing trade, right? I'm looking to swing it for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks at most. I'm buying equity on Monday, and I plan on adding options. So just so you guys understand my game plan, Monday I'm gonna buy equity. I'm gonna buy shares. My stop loss is below 20, right? You guys heard the game plan. I'm going to post publicly when I enter the options, all right? But yeah, that's what I'm watching. We've covered ES, we've covered NQ, we've covered SPY, we've covered QQQ, we've covered Square, we covered NVIDIA, Snow, WBA, Google, we've covered Microsoft, we've covered an absolute ton tonight. And there's one more that I want to cover here. Someone asked me about small account stuff. Shop I do like. Right now we're entering this daily gap fill. So if the market gets weak, I do like this, right? So my game plan on Shop would be, if we get a break and hold below Friday's lows, I would look to go short, right? We have nothing but room through that gap fill down into 60. So my mindset on shop is if we get below this 62.80 level, right, Friday's lows, we get a break and hold below 62.80 on shop, I'm going to look to go short down into 60 for that gap fill, right? My stop loss will be back above 64, which is this hourly structure, right? So that'd be my mindset there on shop. So entry below 62.8, right? I would trade probably next week's or 2 weeks contracts here. Why? Because I want to hold a little bit longer, right? I'm not going to look to trade weeklies if I'm trying to hold this stock for an almost 5% equity move, right? And that's very important for you guys, is understanding your intentions with the trade before you enter it. If you're looking to take a scalp, it's okay to take weeklies. It's okay to take 0 to Ts. If you're looking to take a day trade or even a swing trade, you're going to want to buy time to alleviate that back and forth of those volatile contracts or the stock's movement. Apple, let's check out Apple. Apple, man, it has just not much here I love, man. I mean, above 180, I think we can get jiggy, or below that 170, 150 on the daily. But other than that, I don't really see too much on Apple that's saying, hey, you know, trade me. I don't really see too much at all. I don't really see too much at all. But other than that, I'll take another look at a couple more for you guys, and we'll go ahead and call it a night here. Wow. All right, what else we got here? Airbnb. Yeah, Airbnb's been very strong. Wow. Yeah, Airbnb actually looks good. Airbnb, we could watch a bounce off of this hourly structure at 144.50, 144, or we can look to go long above Friday's highs. I think this is worth watching. So we can watch a high risk bounce off of that 144, 144.50, or we can look for a break and hold above 147 on Airbnb to go long into 150. I like the longs better in terms of the upside. So if we get a break and hold above 147 on Airbnb, I will take that. That's something I will take. I would be interested in a high risk bounce here, but I like the break and hold a lot better. So set alert for that, you guys. Above 147, just set my alert. If we get above 147 on Airbnb, we should squeeze into that 150, maybe even 155. I think this is definitely worth watching. Thank you for mentioning that. It looks good. Looks very good. Looks very, very, very good. What else do we have here? Let's see what you guys got for me. Tesla, last one. We'll go ahead and check this out. Last one, we'll check this out. Mentorship, I think, I could be wrong, I think there's a couple spots open. All the emails have been sent out, but usually, you know, a couple people, they do back out. So if you're interested in the mentorship, I would fill it out as soon as possible. I personally read every single one of them. So yeah, if you're interested, I would fill it out as soon as possible. I just pinned it at the top. There should be a couple spots open if someone backs out, but we just sent out all the emails. So if you've already filled it out, be sure to check your email, check your spam folder, because sometimes it does go to spam. But yeah, let's see here. Tesla, that's what we're looking at. Tesla, difficult chart here. Not a fan of this chart at all, and I'm going to show you guys why. What I do want to talk about, though, is I don't know how I missed this. I always talk about head and shoulders and stuff like that, but on the monthly, we just had an absolute perfect head and shoulders. I don't know how I didn't see that on Tesla. It's kind of already happened, but, you know, that was beautiful. Literally textbook. When you trade head and shoulders, you usually take a bounce off the left shoulder or a reject off the left shoulder. Played out perfect. Literally perfect. If you look here at Tesla, literally perfect. You have that left shoulder supply, came up, retested it on the right side, perfect. But Tesla, what could you do with it? I'm just not a fan of this chart. I mean, I kind of do like it, but we definitely need to see some movement. What I would watch on Tesla is, I just don't like this little consolidation here. I don't. This is just, you know, essentially it's a rally base, but what I would watch on Tesla, I would watch definitely a break and hold below 242. I've actually been watching this for a while. As you guys can see, I have multiple alerts set there. But on Tesla, we can definitely definitely take this. So if we get a break and hold below 242 on Tesla, I will 100% short Tesla. We have nothing but room down in that 235, 237 area. That's one thing I would watch. The next I would watch is maybe above 258. If we got above 258, we got room in the 260, but that's a very short scalp. I would say wait for a break and hold on Tesla above 261. If you wanted to be very high risk, wait for Tesla to reclaim 250, wait for the retest, go long into 255. That's a high risk setup, but you know, a little bit more advanced, but it's definitely worthwhile. Get a nice break and hold above 250. Apple, I just literally went over. Anthony, I'll check out Crowd for you. Crowd looks good. It looks like it's peaking these highs here. Crowd is sitting in a major supply at the moment. It's trying to break it though. It's sitting in a major supply, as you can see here. It's a major resistance, resistance, resistance. The line in the sand here is at 168.50. I would definitely take this Crowd. If we get above 168.50, as you can see right here, we've closed below it on multiple occasions. So it needs to get above it. Close below, close below, close below. If we get a clean break and hold on Crowd above 168, that'll trigger a multi-time frame breakout. I like that. So if we get a clean break and hold above 168.50, we can look to go long on Crowd into that 170, 172.50. I think this is a good setup if it gets strong, for sure. Definitely, definitely. Thanks for mentioning that, Anthony. I'm going to set alert here so I get notified. Whoops. Set alert here. Boom. Jay, send me an email, man. I'll get back to you within the next couple minutes. But, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, you guys. I have to go pick up my little one. If I didn't have to pick up my little one, I would definitely stay on longer with you guys. But I do have to rock out. As promised, I will do a selling options lesson for you guys. I've been talking about it for the last 2 weeks. Kind of got a little bit off topic here tonight. But hopefully you guys got a lot of value from me breaking down what it takes to be a profitable trader, what it takes to actually make it as a trader, and the work that is required. Hopefully you guys got some value from that. And I do also want to say thank you guys for taking time out of your Sunday to come hang out with me. I really appreciate that. I do. I appreciate your guys' time. I do. Thank you for coming to kick it. Hope you guys got a ton of value from this. If you did get value from this live tonight, be sure to hit that like button. It only takes 2 seconds. And if you really want to show love, tag me on Instagram. Let me know what you guys learned tonight. Matter of fact, tag me on Instagram. Let me know what you learned tonight or how it helped you in some way, shape, or form. I want to pick a couple of you guys. I'm going to buy you dinner. That's my give back for you guys. And we got 50K approaching on Instagram. 50K, I'm going to do the biggest giveaway I've ever done. And you guys know my giveaways are nuts. I've gave away mentorships. I gave away trading setups. I gave away Xboxes. I've gave away over $30,000 cash between all of my giveaways. I've done one at 1K. I've done one at 2.5K. I've done one at 5K, 10K, 25K. I've done so many giveaways. But 50K is going to be the biggest yet. I'll do one at 50K, then I'll do one at 100K. God willing, we'll get there. But, Chris, man, welcome, man. Hope you enjoyed this, brother. Seriously. Thank you for taking time to come kick it with me, man. Appreciate every single one of you guys' time. Seriously. Can you get the recording? It should be posted. Yep. But yeah, guys. Once again, thank you for taking time out of your Sunday to come kick it with me. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you guys smash that like button on the way out. And if you really want to show love, tag me on Instagram. Let me know what you got value-wise from tonight. And yeah, keep your eyes out in the morning for the updated watch list. Mentees, I'll see you guys in the morning bright and early. Get some live trading going and